Hi everyone, it's me, Passionate Piggy, otherwise known as Emily, and today I'll be doing a video about fleece versus bedding and just the pros and cons of both of them, and you can decide which one you might like better. And this is just my opinion on the both of them. This doesn't mean that you have to think the same way or anything, but this is just what I've learned from using both of them, because I have used both fleece and bedding. I started out with bedding and then I switched to fleece, as you guys probably know. But yeah, first I will start off with fleece, and the good things about fleece are that fleece is much less expensive. You only have to pay about, depending on where you get it, I got mine from Walmart, but you can also get them from Joann's Fabrics, and there's another place but I forget. But yeah, they usually, mine I think cost about $6 for a yard, and I got 2 yards, I think. So yeah, I think that's right, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it is much less expensive, and you do not have to keep on buying it. You only have to buy 2 fleece, pretty much, depending on how big your cage is. One for your guinea pigs that are like they're staying in, and then one for when you clean. Like, say this fleece, you put another fleece in, so you will need 2, which is good because you do not have to keep on paying for it as you would with bedding. And also, it is much easier to clean, in my opinion. All you have to do is shake it out and then wash it, and it's much easier than scooping out all of the bedding and putting in the trash. It takes much less time cleaning my cage with fleece. It pretty much takes me about 30 minutes maybe, and cleaning it with bedding takes about an hour. So that's a plus. And then also, fleece is, some of you might not agree with this, but kind of more comfortable than for your guinea pigs, because my guinea pigs, I don't know, I just feel like they like it better because, I don't know, it just, if I was a guinea pig, I think I would want fleece instead of bedding. I'm just saying, like, I would want a nice little blanket thing to lay down on. So, I don't know, depending on your guinea pig, well, she just slid down that. Depending on your guinea pig, one will be more comfortable, which I think fleece would be more comfortable because my guinea pigs seem to like it. And then another thing is that, this isn't really like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to pick out the fleece and design it, and it kind of gives your guinea pig's cage a more of a, like, happier look, I guess, or some personality. Look at them, they're chewing on the bars. Hi, Randy. He's just been chewing on that, like, all day today. But yeah, it just gives your cage some, personality, I guess. And then the bad things about fleece is that, for me, I don't know, I just feel like it smells worse than bedding did, because if you think about it, pretty much your guinea pigs are pooping and peeing on this pretty much fabric, which is going to make it smell worse because, you know, it's wet fabric. Every time, well, not just because it's wet fabric, but because your guinea pigs peed on this, and that's going to make it smell pretty bad. Because some beddings, what are you doing? What's that? She just made like a weird noise. Did you guys hear that? I don't know, but yeah, because your guinea pigs are peeing on this, and that pretty much smells because it's basically sitting in this, being wet and gross, full of pee. When the beddings, some of the beddings eliminate odors and don't smell as bad. I mean, they eventually will smell. I'm not saying that bedding doesn't smell, but I'm just saying that I feel like fleece smells worse than bedding does. But also another bad thing is that I feel as if it gets dirtier faster, and you do have to clean it more often. I mean, that isn't really a problem because it is much easier to clean, so I mean, I don't mind, but that's just one of the things that, I mean, isn't that good. So yeah, it does get dirtier faster. Like, you can pretty much see all their poops and stuff, so you'll have to clean it more often, but it's much easier to clean, so that's not too much of a concern. And then also another thing is that you have to wash it a lot, and some people might not like that you have to put you know, your guinea pig's dirty, smelly fleece in the wash, because my mom didn't really want to do fleece, but then she got tired of having to pay for bedding all the time, so she's like, you know, let's go to fleece. But yeah, you just have to make sure that your fleece doesn't have any poop on it when you put it in the wash or anything, so it doesn't get your washing machine all, you know, dirty and gross. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for fleece. Now I'm going to talk about bedding, and some pros about bedding is that, like I said before, most beddings or some eliminate odors, so that is good, because then your guinea pigs won't be smelling all that, which is good for them, and you won't have to smell that. And then another good thing is that you can clean it less, because it eliminates odors, and it kind of soaks up some of their pee and poop and stuff like that. And then also it doesn't smell as bad. For me, I feel like it didn't smell as bad. This fleece gets smelly a lot quicker than bedding did. That's just my opinion, but so yeah, that is pretty much it for the pros about bedding. But the bad things about bedding is that it's more expensive. It is really expensive when you have to keep buying it pretty much every week. Depending on how big your cage is, you'll have to buy more. And I was going through one of those big bags of bedding that cost about $20 a week. Like, no, it would give me 2 uses for a huge bag of bedding, about like this tall, I don't know really. But it was $20, I know that, and that's just not okay, really. Paying $20 every week to only clean your guinea pig's cage twice, that is just something that I really did not like about bedding. And it is also harder to clean, like I said before. It took me an hour to clean it when I had bedding, and yeah. And also another thing is that it gets everywhere. When I used bedding, it was all over my house. It got in my room, even though my guinea pigs were out here, because it would stick on my feet, and it would just get everywhere. My mom got so mad, and it was starting to bother me. So yeah, pretty much it gets everywhere, because your guinea pigs are running around in it, and they're kicking it out, even though the chloroplast. But I don't know. And then you're taking them out and playing with them, and I don't know, it just kind of gets everywhere. Like Coco, oh my gosh, every time I would take her out of the cage, all the bedding would stick to her because of her fur, like her hair. And yeah, it would just be a disaster to get everywhere. But yeah, then the other thing is that it is less comfortable, maybe, depending on what your guinea pig's like. And then last is it runs out way too quick, because you know, you only get so many uses of bedding. You have to keep paying for it, which the fleece, you do not have to keep paying for it. You only pay for it once, and then you just wash it. So yeah, that is pretty much it about fleece and bedding. Whichever one you feel is best for you is the one that you should go with. Don't let anyone else influence you, because I know a lot of people out there use fleece, and I'm not saying that fleece is the best thing to get, because it does have its cons, but I'm just saying this is what I like. I personally like fleece better, because you don't have to clean it as often, your guinea pigs like it more, well, my guinea pigs do, and it is definitely less expensive, which is probably the main thing that is the best. So yeah, it also gives you more money to be able to buy your guinea pigs more things like toys and treats and stuff, and yeah. So whichever you feel is best is what you should go with. But yeah, if you have any questions about fleece or bedding, you can comment and I'll answer you, because I've used both. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to say about bedding is that a lot of the time, well, most of the time, it leaves pee stains under, like, on the chloroplast. See, right there? They get a lot worse over there, as you saw in my last video, which I'm very sorry about. I'll get to that at the end. But yeah, it leaves a lot of pee stains when fleece, I've noticed, does not. And that is just, and you could not get them out because they're so, like, thick, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's another bad thing about it. But yeah, If you have any questions, I'll answer you if you comment. And yeah, what I also want to say about my last video was that I'm very, very sorry for the low quality of that video. It took me so long to make that video and edit that video that I really wanted to upload it, but I really didn't because it was so bad. But a lot of you guys wanted to see it. A lot of you guys messaged me and said, oh, please, I want to see it. Can you make it available? And yada, yada, yada. So I made it available, but I may delete it because it's not that good. And I intended it to be better, but my stupid editor just screwed everything up. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And, again, if you have any questions, comment below. I said that like 5 times, but whatever. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!